Right, let's bring an update on this story now. Gauteng Education says it's alarmed over the rise in gangsterism and violence at schools. MEC Matome Chiloane says violence is more endemic in areas with high crime rates. The department now plans to profile pupils to understand what is happening. MEC, welcome to Newslink this morning here in ENCA. What is the problem from where you're sitting? What are you finding?
Good morning to you. Good morning to your viewers. Thank you again. The problem is that we, obviously, in some instances, it's just the reactiveness. And secondly, the lack of proper collaboration between all the stakeholders who should be able to assist us to curb this issue. So hence we took this decision that rather us being reactive to an incident or to incidences, let's get a process in place where we get an understanding of what could be the probable challenges that are facing our learners in schools, especially in high-risk areas. In that way, then we can be able to put even measures in place that will be able to apprehend before the incident. So that's what we are trying to do with and also obviously to get the social understanding of what are the challenges that are really facing our learners beyond schooling hours, and what kind of support could we bring on board together with other stakeholders who can assist us and assist those learners. So that's the whole purpose of it.
And what sort of interventions are you putting in place, MEC, to ensure the safety of these learners?
We've got a lot of interventions that we've put in place, or rather strategies. We started with our summit, which was informed by research that was done by one of our institutions, MEC Matome, where we've done an audit of schools infrastructure in terms of security. We've done the assessment of the areas and the threats thereof, and we've managed to do that. So we have set up safety committees. We're training them currently. We began in February. We're concluding in the beginning of June, early June. We've partnered with all stakeholders in the communities. With safety, we are dispatching patrollers in high-risk schools based in high-risk areas, rather, let me put it that way, which now our assessment gave us 225 schools. So we're setting up patrollers, we're setting up cameras in those schools, we're training the safety committees, we are happy with the intervention of the wardens that the premiers announced. And we also arming the patrollers, the educators with e-panic buttons, and we've also set up a call center, which we piloted it through the school holidays. We had linked it with the SAPS call center for quicker response, and we found that it was successful because we were able to reduce the break-ins by significantly to a very, 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 very low number. I think it was about almost 10 incidences throughout the whole. Usually we sit at about 100, 200, 100 incidences of vandalism, but we managed to reduce it because we were able to apprehend some of the culprits before they vandalized or broke into our schools. So we have made multiple streamed approach, because we know that this is a system-based challenge. It's not one incident of solving crime, but we must also have one that supports the learners, where we have psychosocial unit that in place. And when we do search and seizures, learners that we find maybe with weapons, with drugs, etc., we take them through a particular restorative process where we take them to prisons, get them to be addressed by parolees, to police stations, and really try to help these learners to understand that the path that they are on is really not going to end very well. So we're doing a lot. The only issue that we need to do now is to escalate it higher, because we are doing intervention. In some areas we've done well, there are a lot of successes, but there are some areas that it's really seeming to be spiking, and that's where we are concerned. And so we're going to put more intervention in those areas, put more resources in those areas.
Yeah, let me come in there. Let me come in there, MEC, and ask you this then. What sort of feedback or reaction are you getting from other stakeholders, people like the community members, the educators themselves, and to an extent the pupils who are directly affected by gangsterisms in schools as you and I speak right now?
From the community does want to work with us. They do work with us and stuff. Because obviously within safety committees, we have CPF, Community Policing Forums, we have patrollers, we have the SAPS, we have the Metro Police in metropolitan city areas. We do have a. I think the biggest challenge that we have now, that one component that really we need, and it's not really coming on board, is the parents and guardians. If we can have them in full support, or rather collaboration working with us, because parents bring the child to school and they leave them there, all right? And then it becomes the responsibility, they assume that it becomes the responsibility of school. But discipline also comes from home. If parents and or guardians of learners know there's a problem, it is also very helpful to notify the school that my child, I'm seeing my child's behavior is changing. Please, if there's anything, just note it. You know, that will really help us a lot. And secondly, I mean, educators have welcomed the intervention, but what they really want is that we need to accelerate, especially the panic buttons. The sooner we dispatch them to our schools in high risk, the better. And we also, one thing I didn't do, we've done an audit of the security assessment, which is done by school safety committees in those schools. So we are intervening. They've given us reports. We're intervening to ensure that we secure the schools and protect educators, because they themselves, I know that some in schools where it's very difficult to really teach for them, because the relationship with the learners and the gangsterism, so it becomes very difficult for any educator. They should be worried about their own safety in those particular schools. So we have gone to them to ensure that we really assure them and protect the school environment that they can be able to teach. Because it's not all learners, it's just a small group, but they really, as they say, one rotten potato can spoil the whole bag. And that's what we're dealing with now.